Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So guys, your girl's Patreon channel is up and running. So if you would like to support your girl, you'll be able to find a link in the description box below. I do post 2 exclusive videos per week, so go check it out if you feel called to. So as you guys could tell by the title of this video is going to be about how are you perceived romantically. So pile number 1, you're going to be the lapis lazuli crystal. Pile number 2, the red carnelian crystal. And pile number 3, the amethyst crystal. So again, pile number 1, lapis lazuli crystal. Pile number 2, red carnelian crystal. And pile number 3, amethyst crystal. So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card or the crystal that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below. And I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi pile 1! Welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 1, you picked the lapis lazuli crystal. And this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number 1. How are you perceived romantically? So this could be like people from your past, like past lovers, or people that are interested in you romantically, okay? How they perceive you. So how are you perceived romantically? How are you perceived romantically? How are you perceived? We have the Ace of Swords. You are perceived romantically as somebody who wants to be in a truthful and honest relationship. So the way that you approach love and relationship is from a place of honesty, truth, and integrity. So you definitely give off the vibe that you want something serious when it comes to love, and you're not here for games, and you're not here for the pretense or half-ass love, okay? That's what I'm going to hear with the Ace of Swords. So how are you perceived romantically, my pal number 1? How are you perceived romantically, pal number 1? How are you perceived romantically? Ooh, you're perceived as somebody who's very deep, highly intuitive. With the High Priestess, you could be a Cancer here. Like, you're perceived as somebody who wants the real deal, like the soulmate, the true thing, the twin flame energy, like a real deep soul connection, not just surface level. Like, you're not here for like the shallow relationships or the relationships that are just like for show, for play. Okay, this is what I'm getting here with the High Priestess. This is how you're being perceived romantically. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card. Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands. You're definitely being perceived romantically as somebody who brings a lot of fun. Like, you know how to have fun with your partner. You know how to date. You know how to be lighthearted when need be. And you know how to be serious because we have the High Priestess, okay? Like, you know how to let your hair down and have a good time. You're not always serious all the time where it's like, you know, it feels heavy. Like really the energy that you emanate when it comes to romantic partners or potential suitors is that you are somebody who is enjoy the moment as well and know how to be spontaneous with the Knight of Wands, know how to bring a lot of fun. So I feel like a lot of you like to have those fun dates. Like I'm gonna go karting, you know, arcade type of energy for you, my pound number one. So that's something that your like past lovers and potential suitors could pick up on you, like the energy that they could pick up. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, you're being perceived as wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups. You're definitely the one that got away. Like you have a lot, if not all of your exes regret losing you. Yeah, I see how I'm stuttering. Like they don't even want me to say that. They don't want you to be gassed up. They regret losing you. You're definitely the one that got away. You're definitely being perceived as the wish fulfillment. How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, the one that got away. But you're also being perceived as somebody who doesn't hold grudges when it comes to like, you know, disagreement or discord within a relationship. You're not going to hold grudge. You're not going to like always bring up the past in current arguments. Like you're not the type of person that's going to be like, because you're losing the argument with your partner, you're not going to throw shade or bring something back from the past in order to win the argument. Like you know how to play fair. So, how are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived? Yeah, like a easy flowing energy with the Fool card. You know how to be spontaneous, okay? You definitely have this light-hearted energy about you as well with the Fool card. You flow with life naturally. You don't try to force things. Like you don't, like you're not that type of person when you're in a relationship. You're always asking, "What are we?" Like you don't need constant reassurance. You already know you're secure in yourself. That's how you're being perceived romantically, and that's what makes you even more attractive to your partners or potential suitors, like people you're trying to date. How are you being perceived romantically, my pal? Number one, how are you being perceived? Ooh, we have the devil. Ooh, very tempting here. Okay. You know what song just came to me? That Nelly Furtado song with Timbaland, like a man eater. Where she says, and when she walks with passion. She talks like she can handle it. Oh my gosh, with the devil. Oh, I'm getting like femme fatale energy with the devil. That's how you're being perceived. Or Don Juan, okay? Like, and I don't feel like you're malicious with that energy or you try to take advantage of people, but you do have this a magnetic sensual energy about you with the devil that makes you irresistible. That's how you're being perceived um as romantically, okay? So you do have a lot of exes that are, they want that old thing back, okay? How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, we have justice here. We have almost all the cardinal signs. All we're missing is Aries. Very fiery, bold energy. This is what you emanate, my pal number one. But you're being perceived as somebody who has high integrity here with the justice card. You do things by the book, or like you have like, yeah, when it comes to love, like you don't play that. Like you're not like the type of person that will cheat or deceive your partner. You don't have that vibe. You don't give that vibe, and your exes don't remember you like that. Sorry about that, my pal number one. So I had to cut that little part out. So even if they try to talk crap about you, they know that you're not the type that cheats, okay? You're not a cheater. So how are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, 6 of Wands. Didn't I say? They can't talk crap about you. They can't. 6 of Wands here, victorious. You are definitely reputable. Like, okay, so what I'm getting here, the way that you're perceived romantically is that when people walk with you, like let's say if you're dating somebody, like they get props, like you boost their value up, like you give them value when you are around them, okay, with the 6 of Wands. So just be mindful of that, because you may have some people that just want to be able to say that they dated you in order to get clout off of your name with the 6 of Wands. You definitely have that energy. How are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived? We have the Five of Swords. Ooh, there's definitely that ego clash, or like somebody winning at all cost. Like, you're being perceived as somebody people want to fight for, okay, with the Five of Swords. So you may have like people that could be insecure in your energy, or may not be comfortable, or feel like they're inadequate, or they're like unworthy of your time, because of the fact that you're in high demand with the Nine of Cups. So some people energetically, they may perceive you as a challenge, or somebody that will challenge their ego, or make them feel inferior, not because you're doing it on purpose, but because of like some aspect of yourself may make them feel like they're not worthy of your love. So how are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, Seven of Cups. Like, you have options, I'm telling you. You have a lot of suitors. That's how you're being perceived romantically. Like, tread lightly. Like, may the best men win type of energy. This is what I'm getting here. People fighting for your attention. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, we have the Lovers. I'm telling you, you're being perceived as the ideal person. You're definitely the one that got away. And if you are a Gemini and it's your birthday today, happy birthday, okay? With the Lovers energy. You're definitely being perceived as the ideal D1, okay? With the Lovers. How are you being perceived romantically? I just seen the Six of Cups. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please. Just one. How are you being perceived? Thank you. Ooh, guys, I can't make it up. Five of Wands. I can't make it up. I'm telling you, a challenge. Like, you're worth it, though. They know that. But you have a lot of suitors. We have the Six of Wands. Like, they know that you're worth it, because, like, especially the props that they get when they walk with you. Some people, like, I feel like you may have had an ex that liked to show you off, because they're like, yeah, that's my girl. Look at my girl. Like, this is my girl. This is my man, okay? Yeah, that's mine. Like, they would brag about you. But that also stirred a lot of competition and jealousy. And that's how you're being perceived romantically. Like, they're gonna have to, like, your potential suitors or ex, they had to fight for you, or fight to keep you, but you're worth it. How are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived? Ooh, as the wifey or the husband with the King of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. With this energy, what I'm getting here, you're being perceived as somebody who is grounded, somebody who's very nurturing, loving, okay, determined. When it comes to relationship, you go hard. Like, for the people that you love, you bring a very warmly, earthly energy. How are you being perceived romantically? How are you? Ooh, Ace of Cups, guys. Like, the true love. You're in the epitome of love. This is how you're being perceived romantically, like the ideal lover. Like I said, you're being perceived romantically as a safe haven. Like, your romantic partners or people that you've dated in the past, they remember how safe you felt. Like, you never told their secret. You never made them feel bad for being emotional or vulnerable with you. They were open and they felt safe in your presence, but they fumbled you. They know that. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, we have the Hermit. Yeah, you're definitely being perceived as somebody who's serious, somebody who's determined with the Hermit card, somebody who's grounded, somebody who's very dedicated, okay? Yeah, this is what I'm getting here. A dedicated energy with the Hermit card. How are you being perceived? Ooh, what? We have three aces here for you, my pal number one. You're being perceived as valuable, somebody worth the effort, okay? Somebody who's a great catch with the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Like, this is beautiful energy. Plus, we have the Lovers. Like, holy moly. Okay, Six of Wands, just beautiful energy for you, worth the fight. How are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived romantically? I've just seen the Emperor wanted to come out. We have the Page of Swords. So you're definitely being perceived romantically as somebody who stirs up like conversations. Like, you're like somebody that people are intrigued by. Like you really make your partner or the people that you date, you elevate them, like you upgrade them, like that Beyonce song, I'm gonna upgrade you. Like I'm telling you, like you upgrade the people that you're with, you give them value, man. Like just be careful with who you date or who you're seen with, because it attracts more suitors for that person too, because when they're seen with you, it's like their value is increased. It's like, oh, like let's say if you're a woman, other women might look at them, that guy that you're dating, as like, oh, if she's with him, that means he must have something, when in actuality it's you're the energy that's elevating him. Same thing for a man. Like if you're a man watching and you're with a woman, and now, like, other men are looking at like her, like, okay, well, if he's with her, then she must have something, so maybe she has something of value, when in actuality it's you. So it's like bringing like somebody's stock up. Okay, so just be mindful of that. So how are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please. Ooh, guys, who are you, my palaver one? Like, holy moly, the illegible bachelor, bachelorette, like in high demand here, okay? This is what I'm getting here. Nine of Pentacles. Who are you? Okay. I see you, my palaver one. Know your worth, okay? Like, this is how you're being perceived as a high caliber individual. Like I feel like people, like they try to impress you so bad when they initially want to date you. Like they go above and beyond for you with the Nine of Pentacles. That's how you're being perceived. High maintenance as well, but also high value, because you're the one doing all the maintaining. How are you being perceived? High class, luxurious energy. Ugh. I don't know why I heard Louis Vuitton. Oh my god. Luxurious. Okay. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, Queen of Pentacles again, guys. This is like confirmation with this energy, because it's like really the value that you bring in every relationship is unmatched. You're always aiming for excellence. You're always aiming for like perfection here, okay? Like you're aiming for the best that you could be, and this is how you're being perceived. Like you bring a lot to the table. You're definitely being perceived as the ideal lover with the Queen of Pentacles, because this is like the wife husband energy. Okay, we have the Hermit again, so you could definitely be a Virgo here. Virgo is here heavy because we have Virgo twice, and the Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy. Very classy bougie energy. Like you know your worth, and you bring value. It's not like just you being superficial and just about your looks. You have a lot of value internally as well. Like you are an articulate individual. You could be like business savvy, so you have like a really nice job. Okay, you're financially stable, you're abundant, you got your own, so you're not coming with baggage, or like you're clear-headed, you're mature, emotionally mature. Like you don't have to, like, having a conversation with you is not going to result in an argument, because somebody said something that triggered you and now you want to argue and fight. No, like you're healed, like you're coming from a place of healing. Okay, and that's what makes you even more irresistible. How are you being perceived? Yeah, a great team player with the Three of Pentacles. A collaborative individual. It's like easy flowing. It's like easy loving you. It's not a challenge. It's not a burden. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card. Ooh, Nine of Wands. Ooh, you're definitely being perceived as an ego boost. That's what I'm telling you. Be mindful of who you hang around with or who you date. If you don't feel like this person's at your level, do not date them, because you're going to elevate them by just being in their energy. How are you being perceived? Yeah. Ooh, valuable, guys. Ten of Pentacles. I cannot make this up. This is how you're being perceived. Long-term, longevity, worth the investment with the Ten of Pentacles. How are you being perceived? Oh my gosh. Eight of Pentacles, guys. Know your worth. That's all I got to say for you, my pal number one. You're being perceived as high value, high caliber. So you're allowed to be picky. You're allowed to be picky, my pal number one. Extremely picky. Because the value that you bring to the table is unmatched. So you cannot go with somebody who's lower than you in vibration. You cannot do that. Okay. You're not on a discount. You're not for sale. There's no sale. There's no clearance rack. You're on the top shelf and in glass, a glass protection where they have to get a key. You know, the store clerk has to get a key to unlock the glass in order to get the, you know, the product out. That's you, my pal number one. Okay. Just know your value. Okay. The cards are saying it here. It's not just me saying like, you know, I obviously, you know, I love my collective, but the cards are saying it too. Okay. So that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi, pal two. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pal number two, you picked the red carnelian crystal. And this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number two, how are you being perceived romantically? How are you perceived romantically, my pal number two? How are you perceived romantically? Ooh, like $1,000,000. Ten of Pentacles. This is legacy building energy, okay? Somebody of high value, high caliber. You're being perceived romantically as somebody who knows their worth for sure, because the Ten of Pentacles is not some little chump change energy. It's like a longevity, it's legacy energy, legacy building energy, okay? Very expensive, luxurious, just like the Nine of Pentacles, okay? Yeah, definitely high maintenance, high value. Hard to keep. How are you being perceived, and even hard to get to? How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, we have the Two of Wands. No, that's the Two of Swords. Sorry. Yeah, you're being perceived as somebody who doesn't chase, somebody who attracts, somebody who's sure about what they want and unbothered about the things that are not in alignment with them. You know your value. Like I'm getting like somebody who walks into a room, like head held high, hair flowing, confidence on fleek. Okay, like this is what I'm getting here. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Page of Pentacles. You're being perceived as somebody who takes things slow romantically. You're not in a rush to be in a relationship with anybody because you are very satisfied and content with your life. And you're the type of person that takes relationship very seriously. So with that being said, you're the type of person that do not like to make faux pas in relationships. So you could be very picky with the Page of Pentacles or very cautious. Okay, you have a cautionary energy about you because you know the value that you bring to the table. So you're not going to just squander or give your energy away just because somebody's showing you a little interest. Okay, how are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived? Yeah, Queen of Swords. You have strong boundaries here. You're being perceived as somebody who is no nonsense attitude. Like you see just one tiny little red flag, you're out with the Queen of Swords. Just what, like, you're very quick to cut people off with the Queen of Swords, and this is how you're being perceived romantically. Like you have very high standards for yourself and for the people that you date with the Ten of Pentacles. So you have a very low threshold when it comes to BS, like very low. Like just somebody breathing wrong. Oh my god, somebody breathing wrong, you're gonna cut them off. Oh my god, my pal number two, you don't play. Are you being perceived romantically? Holy moly. Pal number two, you're strict. I like that though. It's okay. Like, yo, when it comes to the matters of the heart, you don't have time to casualties. Like if you could avoid like bad experiences, why not? We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's a lot of clarity. You have no insecurities. That's how you're being perceived. Like you're very self-assured. That's how you're being perceived romantically. Like you know what you want and you're not going to settle until you get it. And if somebody does not have the qualities or the criteria it does it take to date you, you're not afraid to cut them loose. And that's how you're being perceived romantically with the Eight of Swords in reverse. Ooh, we have the Six of Cups. You're definitely being perceived as somebody who's genuine though. Like you genuinely want love. It's not just for show or appearance with the Ten of Pentacles, where it's just like you want to build with somebody who's wealthy like you, or building wealth like you, and then you just don't care about this person's character. No, character is very important to you. Decency, integrity, okay, like having a loving, being emotionally intelligent, being emotionally mature, like these qualities, these characteristics are very important to you. So you're genuinely looking for love with the Six of Cups, and that's how you're being perceived romantically. It's not just, like I said, for show. How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, you're being perceived as somebody who may have had a lot of experiences in love, not like with different people, but like different stages of love, like in relationship with one person. Like you may have had different stages with the World card. You've learned a lot. Some of you may have been married before. Okay, some of you may have children. So you may be at a different stage in your life when it comes to relationships. So like people could sense that you're not looking for games, or you're not looking for partying, you're looking for the real deal. How are you being perceived? Yeah, you're being perceived as somebody who's, I'm telling you, you're sure of yourself with the Sun card. You're confident, you're bold, you're assertive. Like I said, if you don't like something about somebody, or you don't like the way this person's treating you, addressing you, or how they feel, like how they make you feel, you want to address it right away. You're not the type of person that's going to adjust yourself to disrespect. You're not going to do that. Somebody's not respecting you, they're not coming correct, you're going to tell them, and if they don't correct that behavior, you're going to cut them off. You're not going to give people many chances to play with your heart. You're not going to do that. Okay, maybe in the past when you were younger, you did that because you didn't know any better, or you wanted to be more understanding, but now you're like, Queen of Swords, you're like, like I said, the tiniest little red flag, cut off. Okay, especially if it's like you may have already addressed it, and the person's continuing with that behavior. It's like, no, we're not playing. This is not a circus. How are you being perceived romantically? Yes. Ooh, we have the Tower. You're definitely being perceived as somebody who is not unpredictable, in a sense where like you're like there's many layers to you, but this unpredictability is more about like aspect of yourself that people didn't think that you had. So let's say, for instance, I'll give an example. You may look like, somebody who's very like all dressed up, loving, and people be like, they won't think that you're the type of person that may have been to a gun range. They would think like, oh, I wouldn't think somebody like you would do something like that. That's what I'm getting here with the Tower. That's the energy I'm getting here. Or like it could be something like instance where you're at restaurant with someone. It might be an ethnic restaurant. So let's say it's like a Thai restaurant, and you guys are sitting down, you're about to order your food, and you may not be Thai. So you don't look like a Thai person. It's obvious, okay? They could tell that you're not Thai, but then you start speaking Thailand. I don't know if it's Taiwanese or the language. Um, I'm not sure the name of the language, guys, so please don't be mad at me if I'm saying it wrong, okay? So you might be like speaking the language, the native language, and the person that you're dating, you're like, whoa, I didn't think that you would speak. I don't know why I keep saying Taiwanese. I don't know if that's the name, okay? Like, guys, just correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, okay? But that's what I'm getting here. Like something like that with the Tower. How are you being perceived? Woo, we have the Star! Mm. My pile number 2. You're definitely being perceived as somebody who brings a lot of warmth and healing energy. You could be a fixed sign, because we have 3 fixed signs here. We have Scorpio, we have Leo, and Aquarius. You're very stable, sturdy, but you have this healing vibe to you. This is why some people, they cannot get enough of you. They're so drawn to you. with the star. You're original, you're authentic. We have the strength card, Leo energy again. You're very magnetic because we have two opposites here. That's what I'm getting here. Very magnetic energy. And that's how you're being perceived as somebody who has self-mastery. You're not easily rattled. You're very emotionally mature with the strength card and the star. You're authentic. How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, this is where the originality stems from with the tower, where I was saying like people would never think that you would do certain things. That's why they're shocked or they're taken aback, okay, with the tower by what you know, what you do. We have the Ace of Swords. So you're definitely a truthful individual. You value authenticity. Yeah, you have high integrity here. That's how you're being perceived romantically. How are you being perceived romantically? We have, Nine of Pentacles came out for pile number one as well. Ooh, my collective is in high demand. Okay. I'm not sure who I'm tapping into, but whoever you are, my pal number two, Chief Kiss, okay? I'm like Chief Kiss, Chef's Kiss, my gosh. Nine of Pentacles energy, high vibing energy, okay? High maintenance, high value, luxurious energy. That's how you're being perceived. Like, I don't know why I heard eye candy. Just be mindful of that. Some people may only want to be with you or date you because you look good and it makes them look good amongst their boys, their girls. How are you being perceived? Two of Pentacles. You're being perceived as somebody when it comes to your romantic options that you may have multiple people that you could choose from. You're not limited. Okay. With the Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, like definitely not limited. You could choose whoever you want. You're free to choose. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please, Spirit. How are you being perceived? Ooh, the Two of Cups. Ideal lover. This is a beautiful energy. Very much in tune. When it comes to relationship, you're very much in alignment with whoever you date. You guys see eye to eye with the Two of Cups. Yeah, High Priestess. You're being perceived as somebody who's very much in alignment with what you want, who you are. You're confident to your core. You're not a gimmick because we do have the star. You're original, you're authentic, you're being yourself, especially when you're on a date with somebody that you just met, like, and you're just getting to know them. Like your real self shines through. You're not putting up a front, you're not putting up an act. And this is something that really draws people in, okay? How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please. Just one card. How are you being perceived? Ooh, Three of Pentacles, a great team player. Collaborative. You're easy to love, easy to be around with the Three of Pentacles. Like the energy just flows, like you're not forcing it. If it doesn't work out with somebody, like you're graceful about it. You know, you make your peace and you move on. And that's one thing that people really enjoy or really find refreshing about you when it comes to dating. You're not gonna like hold on to somebody that you know is not vibrational match, and you're not gonna force it, and you're not gonna make the person feel bad for not wanting to be with you. How are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please. We have Justice, Libra. We have no, this Libra is not a cardinal sign. Is a cardinal sign, not a fixed sign. But with the Libran energy, you're being perceived as somebody who has high integrity, very like high morals, code of ethics. Yeah, you're well balanced. Yeah, like you're graceful. That's what I'm getting here with the Libran energy. Very graceful, very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing as well. You could be very attractive here, my pile number two. How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, ooh, Page of Wands, exciting energy. Very youthful in appearance as well. Sometimes people don't believe you when you tell them your age. With the knight, the Page of Wands, very youthful energy, exciting. You bring out the fun or the childlike nature in people that you date. They feel like a kid again. Like you make people feel like a kid again when it comes to you and romantic relationships. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Two of Swords again, like unbothered. You're not stressing things. Like when you're dating somebody, you're dating from a very confident space. Nine of Pentacles, you know what you bring to the table, and you're not in a rush or in a hurry to lock somebody in or be locked in with someone. Like you take your time to get to know people, and you're not really bothered by the outcome of the relationship. Obviously, you're not going to waste time, but you're not going to force something if it doesn't fit. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Tower again, guys. I'm telling you. I don't know why I heard bow and arrow. Something about that. I don't know why I heard medieval times. Maybe you're really fond of this era. Yeah, there's something about that. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Pile number 2. I think Nine of Cups came out for pile number 1 as well. Or it was for you. Let's see. Well, did it come out? I think it was pile number 1. You're highly desirable, my pal number 2. The dream come true, dream girl, dream guy energy. This is what you emanate right now, my pal number 2. How are you being perceived? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles came out for pal number 1 as well. So the energy is not the same, but there's similarities, okay? It's not like the same exact cards that came out, but the energy are very like in tuned, okay, intertwined. So there could be a message for you in pal number 1 as well. But the Queen of Pentacles is like you're highly desirable, you're dependable, you're trustworthy. That's how you're being perceived romantically. You feel safe, you feel like you give serious vibes, okay? You're not the type of person that people take as a joke or they play around with. And if they do, they know that they will fumble you because you're not going to stick around to watch them play in your face. You're not going to do that with the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords is here. Like, you're not going to do that. You know your worth, you know your value, and you're not going to play around with anyone. And with the Nine of Pentacles, like, you have a lot of suitors. So whoever tries to play in your face is the one losing, not you. How are you being perceived romantically? How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please. How are you being perceived? Just one card. How are you being perceived? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. A great catch. Like D1, high value. With the Ace of Pentacles, that's how you're being perceived romantically. Somebody who brings a lot to the table, somebody who's very stable, abundant, and someone that once you partner up with, there is tangible growth. There's tangible value. Okay, your value is not just in your looks, it's also your personality and how you treat other people. You have the looks, you have the smarts, and you have personality to match with it. Like, you have everything. You're the full package here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. And that's how you're being perceived romantically. How are you being perceived romantically? And that's why you have a lot of options here. Ooh, we have the Four of Wands, my pal number 2. Very stable, celebratory energy. Yeah, you're definitely being perceived as a soulmate. Like D1. That's how you're being perceived romantically. You may have a lot of people that think that you're their soulmate. Okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 2. Bye. Hi, pal 3. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number 3, you picked the amethyst crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 3. How are you perceived romantically? How are you perceived romantically? How are you perceived romantically, my pal My pile number 3. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Worth the work. You are impeccable. You have amazing work ethics. You're a work of art. That's what I heard. That's how you're being perceived. Okay. So you're somebody who takes really good care of your skin. Like you have a flawless skin. Okay. Like no blemishes, no nothing, no strawberry legs, no nothing. My pal number 3. You better give us your secrets here because what? 8 of Pentacles? Like you're a work of art. I'm like heart. Art. Okay? That's how you're being perceived romantically. Like your body is sculpted like a god or a goddess, like 6 packs here, nice calves, like yo, body on point. Like maybe some of you work out at a gym, like maybe every day you have that body, yada 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 yada. My pal number 3, please don't come for me in the comments. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, I'm getting like exotic energy with the world card. I'm getting like Caribbean. Like you could be from anywhere in the world, but something about you is very exotic. You know, South American. I heard Chile. Maybe you're Latin. Okay, or you're like mix or something. I'm getting like a lot of mixed energy. Yeah, but very exotic. Okay, like a work of art, like a goddess. How are you being perceived? Ooh, we have the Empress. No wonder I was feeling this exotic energy for you, my pal number 3. You are wifey, husband energy with the Empress. Very creative, very abundant, Venusian energy. You could be a Libra or a Taurus here, but you are beautiful inside and out. Very gracious. You're worth the effort, the work. You are like you're not easy to get with. You know what I just heard? That Aaliyah song, "If Your Girl Only Knew." You don't do the third party. Yeah, you know what the part where she says, "It ain't easy to get with me." It ain't easy to get with you, my pal number 3. Uh-uh. And if they have a girl or a man already, you're not interested. You're not about that life. You ain't gonna be nobody's third party, and they know that. The self-respect is on 100. They better try somebody else. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. Yo, the 9 of Pentacles came out for all 3 piles. Okay, you guys, yeah, my collective know their worth, okay? My collective is not about that life. You're not settling for less. You're high maintenance, high value, and you're doing all the maintaining and you know your worth, okay? You are the eligible bachelor or bachelorette. You are the talk of the town, the city, the neighborhood. Everybody knows about you, but like, you keep to yourself. Like, I feel like you're a solo dolo type of person with the 9 of Pentacles, but romantically, you're being perceived as somebody worth the effort, somebody who's valuable, somebody who is gracious, okay? Very creative, very abundant energy, somebody who is worth like getting to know as well. Like it's not just about your looks, there's something about your essence that's very drawing to people. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Temperance card, Sagittarius energy. You're being perceived as somebody who has it all, somebody who's well balanced. Okay, with the Temperance card, it could be a Sagittarius here, highly favored. Even like in the looks department, you have like a very nice lower body. Like those glutes or like let me not talk, let me not say what I heard, okay? All I know is that body is body yada 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 yada. That's all I can say, okay? How are you being perceived romantically? Because that's what I heard, guys. How are you being perceived? Ooh. Ace of Pentacles and 4 of Wands, guys. Like you're a gift. Like, you have a lot of people wondering, like, what can I do? How can I get this girl? How can I get that guy? How can I get them to notice me? Because I feel like you're in your own world, my pal number three. When it comes to romance and relationship, it doesn't mean that you're not interested, but you have very high standards for yourself because you know what you bring to the table with the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. But romantically, you're being perceived as like soulmate, somebody who has like depth to them, okay? With the Four of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, extremely valuable. Ace of Pentacles came out for all three piles. So Nine of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles are the cards that I felt like repeated itself in all the piles. But like, you have a very beautiful, vibrant, stable energy, and this is how you're being perceived romantically. Like, you bring high value. You may have like some people that try to try you. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting that energy. Like, people may try to try you to see if they could get something out of you, even though they know they're not worthy of your time. They just want to test to see if you know your worth. And you know your worth with the Nine of Pentacles, okay? Like, they may be salty when you reject them, but they know that you have every right to reject them. You have every right to be picky. How are you being perceived romantically? Eight of Pentacles again. Guys, a work of art. Somebody who's dedicated, somebody who's hardworking, somebody who's meticulous, who has amazing work ethics here. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please. Ooh, we have the Tower. There's many layers to you. People are astonished by you with the Tower. Like, there's something about your personality or your ambition or your like passions here that is like very intriguing. That's what I'm getting here with the Tower. How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, you're definitely being perceived as somebody who has many layers to them. We have the Judgment card. Yeah, you're definitely being perceived as somebody who is not easy to play with. You know your worth. Like, people cannot come and just in play in your face like that and think that they can get something out of you for free without having to put the work. Yeah, you require effort. That's how you're being perceived romantically with the Eight of Pentacles. Like, in order to get with you, they're gonna have to put in the work. They're gonna have to show effort. They're gonna have to be consistent, because Eight of Pentacles is a consistent energy, self-mastery. Okay, so it's not gonna be easy. Like, you can't just put one day of work and that's it, and then you think you're gonna get it. No, you're gonna have to put weeks, months, years of effort. Okay, how are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please, Spirit. How are you being perceived? Ooh, we have the Death card. Magnetic, transformative. That's what I'm getting here. That's how you're being perceived romantically. A very powerful energy, very stable. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card. Ooh, guys, the Two of Cups. Ideal lover. Aligned. Yeah, this is very beautiful. My pal number three, you're allowed to be picky. I said that, I think I said that to pal number one as well. But all piles, like, you guys are allowed to be picky with who you choose to exchange your energy with, because your energy is very luxurious. It's beautiful. Okay, you put in the work. You did, like, you cannot do all the shadow work and go back to someone who hasn't done their shadow work. It's not fair to you. Like, you've done all the work, you went through therapy, you cried, you had to deal with your own shadow, and now, like, somebody who hasn't done the work is expecting you to, like, lift them up. No, they have to be able to hold themselves up. Okay, that's not your job. Like, you're not supposed to be carrying people. Like, it's not like, that's just like an emotional burden. Like, it's not fair to you. How are you being perceived romantically? Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles came out for all three piles as well. Very grounded, beautiful energy, confident, secure. That's how you're being perceived romantically. You know your worth and you're not afraid to be alone. Like, solitude and just being in your own company is pleasure for you. So it's like you don't really care to be with someone if it doesn't bring you peace. How are you being perceived romantically? Oh, that's too many cards. How are you being perceived? Just one, please. Ooh, the Empress again. Guys, pile number three. You are a beauty inside and out. Very creative, very abundant. like angelic, divine. That's how you're being perceived. Like one of a kind, once in a lifetime type of person. Like there's not many of you. Okay. Like, so for you, my pal number 3, it's like there's this energy that if somebody fumbles you, they'll never get another you. That's it. They'll find someone else, but it'll never be like you. Would never be your caliber, never be your quality. No. Okay, so if they fumble you, that's their problem, not yours. It's not your loss. How are you being perceived romantically? Yeah, 6 of Cups. There is this romantic, nostalgic energy about you, but also this innocence, this purity. Like when you love with no hidden agenda. There's nothing like you don't want something from the person. Like you're not tricking them, you're not trying to be with them because you want to get their money or you're trying to sleep with them. None of that stuff. You're genuine in your interest in somebody, but you don't play that. Okay, how are you being perceived romantically? We have the Fool card, and what I'm getting here with the Fool card, you're being perceived as somebody who is very joyful, somebody who's lighthearted. Okay, somebody who doesn't bring a lot of like luggage or like emotional baggage or like heaviness when it comes to you. Okay, even if you've gone through trauma, you've gone through obstacles, you've learned to heal yourself. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Judgment again. Yeah, you're being perceived as somebody who's a great judge of character. So like I said earlier, it's not easy to play in your face or try to like run game on you with the Judgment card. That's how you're being perceived. It's like better come correct or don't come at all. If you don't come correct, snip, snip, snip. Okay? Get cut off. How are you being perceived romantically, my pal number 3? Ooh, as somebody who's emotionally in tune with not only yourself, but the people around you. And this is why it's very important for you to be with somebody who is emotionally healthy. Okay? You can't do the trauma and the toxic anymore. If you've done this in the past, you've learned from it and you healed from it, but you're not doing this anymore. Like it's draining. And it's like because you're very sensitive to people's energy, like I feel like you may be the type of person that don't like to be around too many people at once. Maybe you don't really like to go to concerts and stuff like that. Maybe if you do, you carry like maybe smoky quartz with you and clear and black tourmaline or something like that, or black obsidian, to protect your energy because of like how you absorb people's energy around you. So this is what I'm getting here, but you're very in tune, emotionally safe. That's how you're being perceived romantically. How are you being perceived romantically? No, just one card, please, Spirit. Just one. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one. Ooh, beautiful. Guys, beautiful energy. You're being perceived as somebody who's pure hearted, somebody who has pure love to give with no strings attached. That's what I'm telling you. If people fumble you, they fumbled you like they'll never get another you. They'll experience other people, will never be you. He'll never be the love that you gave. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Page of Swords. You're definitely the talk of the town. A lot of people mention your name. Or a lot of people may want to date you because we do have the Nine of Pentacles. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, romantic. The Knight of Cups. And we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, somebody does not want me to speak, but with the Knight of Cups, you're being perceived as somebody who's very romantic, very loving and nurturing. Okay. Somebody who has a lot to offer. You're definitely being perceived as somebody who can get whatever they want. You have people eating at the palm of your hands with the Knight of Cups. How are you being perceived romantically? Ooh, we have the Four of Cups. I'm telling you, the one that got away. Or like if people fumble you, you're definitely somebody like people regret fumbling with the Four of Cups, a missed opportunity. This is what I'm getting here. Like they know if they miss out on you, that's it. How are you being perceived? Ooh, Nine of Pentacles again. Like high value. This is how you're being perceived. High value, also high maintenance, but you're the one doing the maintaining as well. So it's not really an issue, but like what I'm getting here, people know that if they can't love you at the same level that you love yourself, then they better not step to you because they're gonna like fumble you, and they will regret it. Like you won't regret it. Like you'll be able to move on and find someone better and a better suitor, but they will regret like getting the chance to be with you and fumbling it because they were not ready. So they better step to you ready. They know that with the Knight of Pentacles. That's how you're being perceived romantically. It's like there is this energetic like luxury and shift about you that requires people to level up before they step to you. And it does. It's like the energetic frequency does not match when somebody's not energetically in alignment with you. See, I can't even speak. They don't want me to say that. It's because this person or these people, when they step to you, like they will be forced to either level up or they will keep making mistakes when it comes to you. That is gonna cause you to cut them off. That's what I'm getting here with the Nine of Pentacles. How are you being perceived romantically? We have the Knight of Wands. Sorry, not the, I'm like the Knight of Wands. My gosh, the Chariot. Okay, you could be a Cancer here. Bold energy, structured, disciplined, and committed. Like you're being perceived as somebody who's worth the commitment, worth the effort. Like I said with the Eight of Pentacles, you're worth the effort. People know that. So don't let nobody come and play in your face and give you breadcrumb. How are you being perceived romantically? Just one card, please, Spirit. How are you being perceived? Just one card. How are you being perceived? Just one card. That's too many. How are you being perceived? Ooh, we have the Eight of Wands. You're being perceived as somebody who's passionate, somebody who takes action, somebody who's bold, somebody who's very confident. You know what you want and you're not afraid to vocalize it when it comes to relationship. Okay, that's how you're being perceived romantically. And I feel like you have a lot of suitors or a lot of partners that love that about you, like how you were very assertive. They didn't have to guess or trying to figure out how you felt or where you stood. It was like very obvious, and that cleared out any confusion. Okay, it was never no confusion with you. It was always clear. Okay, and that's what people love about you. Okay. So that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye.